Welcome back to the channel, everybody, and to another Lego Fortnite tips and tricks video. Now, one of the complaints I've heard from a lot of people about Lego Fortnite is that they don't give you enough build pieces in order to actually add variety to your towns. So in this video, I'm going to show you how to create two simple little tomato temple huts that are based off pieces that I found while exploring the world in Lego Fortnite, which they did not give us a blueprint for. So we're going to start off with this first little hut here that I just showed you, and then I'll get into the second one right after. So without further ado, let's eat some pineapple and get right into it. Let's go. Alright, so now here we are in the desert, in a little town I've been building, which is going to be a tomato temple only themed village. So the very first thing you're going to want to do is try to pick somewhere to build that has a lot of flat ground for starters. And if not, then you definitely want to lay down some foundation first before you start to try to build anything. Otherwise, things are more likely to just not line up. The second thing you're going to want to do is to go over onto your filters and turn on Tomato Temple, so that this is just going to make it easier for you to find all the pieces you need without a lot of scrolling. So we're going to start out with the Zesty Wine Floor 02. Place this down wherever you're thinking of building your little tomato hut. Then we're going to move over to Zesty Arch 03. Now with this piece, you don't want it to be sitting on the floor. You want it to be kind of attaching to the front of the floor. So it's actually not sitting on it. And then we're going to move over to Zesty Wall 05. And you're going to place this on the back side of the hut, again, not actually sitting on the floor. If you put these items on the floor, then your roof's not going to line up. Also make sure that the little nubs are facing in towards the floor. Now next we're going to move over to the Zesty Takeout window piece, the smallest one they have. And you're going to need 4 of these, and you're going to place these on the other 2 walls right in the middle. And this should leave you open spaces in order to put up 4 corner pieces. Again, these also do not go onto the floor, they go just right outside of it, touching it. Next, you're going to grab Zesty Wall Corner 01 and apply one of these pieces to each of the 4 corners. Now, whenever you're doing this, do make sure that you're not accidentally grabbing the Zesty Wall single piece for the interior, otherwise it will be too short and it's not going to match up with the build. After you've completed placing the 4 corner pieces, you're now going to go and grab the crusty roof hip. Now you're going to need 4 of these, and when you place these on, you're going to want to make sure that there's just a tiny little bit sticking off of the edge of each of the corners, as you see here. Now once you place the first piece, the second one should be easier, followed by the third and the fourth. If you are having trouble, you can always build some stairs just to get up on top of it to make it easier for you to place these pieces, because that will happen sometimes, and it can be quite difficult if the game just does not want to work with you and click in where you want it to click in. After you have the 4 crusty roof hip pieces placed, you're next going to want to move over and go grab a piece called Zesty Molding 06. And now you want to line this up with the roof on the side and place it right in the middle on all 4 sides of the build. Now, if you ever are having any trouble getting some pieces to click in where you want them, you can always try using snap mode. That's holding L2 on PlayStation. Sometimes this works, it makes it easier, other times it does not, so do keep that in mind. Anyways, once you have all 4 sides placed with the Zesty Molding 6, you're then going to want to go and grab a piece called Zesty Molding 01, and you're going to need 8 of these, and they're going to go on each sides of the Zesty Molding 06 that you just placed on all 4 corners of the walls. After you're done placing these 8 little Zesty Molding 01 pieces on all 4 sides of the build, you're then going to want to try to get on top of the roof, and then you're going to grab the Zesty Roof Ridge, the very smallest one they have there, and you're going to want to place 2 of these right on top of the roof as shown here. And with that, you have now completed your little Zesty hut, and you're ready to decorate it as you see fit. And you've now added another tomato temple build to your repertoire in order to spice up your village a little bit. No pun intended. Well, pun was actually kind of intended, I'm not going to lie. And now, before we move on to the other variation of the tomato temple hut that I'm going to teach you how to build, I'm going to ask you to be sure to smash that like button, hit the subscribe button if you're liking what you see here, and don't forget to maybe leave me a comment, tell me how I'm doing on these videos, because That really does mean a lot to me, and I appreciate it all so much. So let's move on to the next little hut. Let's go. Da-na-na-na, Tomato Town. Alrighty, so here's the next little hut that I've come across while exploring the worlds of Lego Fortnite. Now this one is a little different than the first one, but it's also very similar too. But this one has 4 open doorways on all 4 sides. So without further ado, let's go and I'll teach you how to build this one. Alrighty, so we are back in the desert, ready to start the build of this next little hut. And once again, this one starts out the exact same way as the last one. So you're going to go and you're going to grab Zesty Wide Floor 02 and place it where you want to place your next little hut. After placing down your flooring, you're then going to want to go through your build pieces and grab a piece called Zesty Arch number 3. Now you're going to place 4 of these Zesty Arches along the outside edge of the floor that you just placed. Now on one side it's going to match up quarter to quarter for 2 of the pieces, and on the other side it's not going to match up, but this is going to leave you enough room in order to then add the 4 corner pieces. Remember to make sure that the little nubs on the top of these building pieces are facing inwards towards the floor, and also make sure that you're not placing these arches actually on the floor and they are just connecting to it on the ground. Because if you mess up this part, then your roof is not going to fit properly onto this build. After you are done placing your 4 Zesty arches down, you're then going to do the same thing you did in the last build, and you're going to go grab the Zesty wall corner pieces and place one in each of the 4 corners, as shown here. And now, I'm sure a lot of people are probably already assuming and figured out that, yep, the next few steps are all exactly the same as the very last build, but I am including this one in this video anyways because repetition is what's going to get you better at building things freehand in Lego Fortnite. And also, even though these builds are very simple, if you can't build these simple things freehand, then how do you ever expect to be able to build some of the more intricate things in this game freehand if you can't even build the simple huts? You gotta start somewhere, and to be completely honest with you guys, I used to really suck at doing roofs and things in this game, and was just horrible at getting things to even fit in place. And it took me a while to actually kind of get the hang of it, and how I actually got better at it was actually fixing destroyed buildings in the game. So if you want to get better at building in this game, that is something that I do recommend that you do. Also, I'm sure that there's quite a few other pieces that you could probably slot in place of the ones I've used here in order to add a little bit of pizzazz to your builds and make things look even more interesting and add your own unique touch or flair to them. Now, I did just want to talk for a second to my audience about why I've been seeing a lot more Lego Fortnite content on my channel and there hasn't been much Battle Royale content. Well, the reason for that is because my controller has pretty bad stick drift. I think the dead zone's now at like 85%. So when I go to try to play BR, I literally have to push really hard on the joysticks just to be able to even like try to track somebody, to even try to fight with them, and it's a struggle. Let's just put it that way. But on Lego Fortnite, for some reason, it's not so bad, and the game is still actually playable. So that is also why I've been just playing a lot more Lego Fortnite recently, and I do actually really like this game too. But if you did subscribe for Battle Royale content, and specifically, don't worry, I will be getting back to BR content as soon as I can. Just at the moment, this is kind of just been what I'm doing, and I do also sometimes kind of get bored of just making the same sort of videos all the time and want to do something new. But that will be it for this video. I am Big Papa Smurf 187. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I will hopefully catch you on the next one. Don't forget to also like and subscribe if you haven't already, and to drop me a comment down below to let me know what you think. Bye for now, and don't forget, have fun gaming.